Already kind of saw our announcement that went out last week. We are going to be moving away from Connecture, which is the platform that we use with benefit advice. That is a white label of that. The decision came from a lot of different things, mainly being the overall increase in pricing. And I'd be happy to go through some of those with anybody on an individual basis. But what we're recommending for everybody is HealthSherpa Medicare. Many of you are probably already using HealthSherpa for Medicare or have perused it a little bit. But in today's educational meeting here, where we have Corey with HealthSherpa, she's going to be doing a full product overview and taking some questions. And then after that, we could talk about migrating data from one platform to the other and some of the future webinars that we'll have to kind of help everybody move everything along by the end of the year. So with that being said, I want to introduce Corey with Health Sherpa. And Corey, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for having me. My name is Corey Ashton. I am our VP of Medicare over here at HealthSherpa. I am fairly new to the team, so I will have some colleagues that are joining me to help with questions. But I was super excited to come in and talk to you guys about the platform today. So we're going to go through kind of end to end, joining the platform, setting up, and then, of course, how you can do an enrollment. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. My team is on here and we'll jump in to answer if there's anything they don't answer, anything that we think is probably like good universally answered. We of course can do that as well. So maybe Miranda or Brian, if one of you guys see a question that you think we should answer holistically, feel free to jump in. I may tag in some of my team. I might phone a friend because I am still a little bit new here. So you guys might catch me at something I don't know, but I wanted to do this myself. And so here we are. Okay. What we will get following the call today is the link to actually go and create a HealthSherpa account if you haven't already. We will provide all those details to Brian and team, and they'll circulate them with you all in addition to the agency join code. If you've joined HealthSherpa already, we will talk a little bit about how to do that. And I actually think I'm going to start there. So this is what HealthSherpa looks like once you join. You go to our homepage, you create an account. It's really simple. You'll jump in. If it's the first time that you're ever joining, you will, I think, likely get prompted to answer or to enter an agency code. If you don't, or if you've already had a Health Sherpa account, you can come in here to your settings. This is just so that we know that you work um, with AEG. So you're going to come down in here and you're going to add your join code. This is for your upline agency. You'll see an option for captive and then also for non-captive, you will want to enter the non-captive code. Okay, so that's just a little bit of semantics. Those first time that you log in, you won't have to do that again. If you do business in the state of California, you will need to enter your California license number here that first time as well, because California has that odd little requirement that we need to have license numbers on all the materials that go out. And so
Corey,
first
real,
time that
real
you,
quick,
yeah.
just clarification on that. Is this the new hierarchy syncing tool, or is this just specifically for agencies? Because I know those were two different things.
This is specifically for agents who are coming in and utilizing.
Okay, so the connection code wouldn't be for, they wouldn't be using that because I think you mentioned that there's another syncing tool at the FMO level for hierarchies that's coming out in the future.
Yeah, so we have two different types of, well, really, we have three different types of connections. So one of them is if you're an LOA agent, which I know this group of agents is not. The second is if you are an independent agent and you want to connect with your agency. They'll get limited data, but it does help them have some visibility into who's working with them. And then the third type would be agency to agency. So, like, let's say that you work with AEG, but you also have an agency and you want to kind of build out that hierarchy. That component is the piece that's coming. So the agency to agency. So
Okay.
if you're an agent coming in, you're going to enter your agent upline code. And then very soon, I want to say probably in the next month or two, you'll see us rolling out an agent to agent. So, or agency to agency. So if you have an agency underneath you as well that you'd like to connect your agents, then you can do that too.
Perfect. Thank you.
And when we get to that point, we'll definitely do an additional training that shows you how to do that and how to share that code with your agents. Um, but well, today we'll just focus on the agent version to kind of keep it simple. Okay. You also can upload your branding. So if you have a logo that you would like to put, you can set that up here as well. And that's basically the login page and how you get your account set up. Now we're going to go talk a little bit about what we do with our carriers. Okay, so now you have an account, you have your account set up correctly. Now the next thing that you need to do is make sure that your carriers are populating. So you're going to come in here to this carrier tab, and you're going to see that there will be carriers that have already populated for you. So we, as soon as you sign up, we ping back over to the carriers. We have 54 that we currently have enrollment capability with, and we will pre-populate carriers and your ready to sell status based on those carrier ready to sell files. Okay, so you'll see products, you'll see state, you'll see plan years. If there's something missing, you can come up here and you can hit add carrier, and you'll see that you can select a carrier. I'm going to see if I can find one. Okay. And then you will enter your agency connection. So you'll go ahead and that same code that we're going to send you later today, if you add a new carrier, you'll connect that as well. This prevents an agency from connecting to an agent that maybe doesn't have contracts all in one place. So likely that all of you have your contracts all with AAG, but if for whatever reason you have a carrier maybe that they don't contract with that you do, you can go ahead and still include that carrier here. You can work with any carrier regardless of your upline, and you can specify whether you have an agency connection for that carrier. So if you do have someone where you go direct, you can obviously not enter your agency connection, or you also can specify who that agency connection is. And if you have a writing number specific to that carrier, you'll want to enter that here. We do have a little cheat sheet that shows you where to find that rating number carrier by carrier. So if you're not sure, you're welcome to access this and you can figure out where to find that writing number that is carrier specific. I know most of them are moving to NPN, but I know there's a couple like Humana that still have their own identifiers. Okay. So once you enter your carriers here, you'll see everything that you have ready to sell. There are a couple anomalies. Aetna is one of them. I think we're going to be working with AEG to make sure that your RTS is populated. If you don't have an upline, Aetna can be a little bit of an anomaly that you do need to reach out to RTS at Health Sherpa. Our response box is awesome. They'll definitely get back to you within 24 hours, regularly sooner than that, especially in what I call off season. And so you can reach out to them direct if you ever need help. The other one that is a little bit of an anomaly is WellCare. We do not get our RTS directly from WellCare, so you do need to specify whether you're ready to sell or not, and we will ask for a screenshot of that. Okay. But other than that, all other 54 carriers, like I said, most of them will auto-populate based on files that we already get. Some of them may take 24 hours or so to do so, but generally speaking, all of them will. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to our RTS at Health Sherpa box and they'll get back to you. Okay. Questions about carriers? Do we
Corey,
see anything?
I have a quick question on that. This
Mhm.
is Eric. I love that you got the email on there. Is there a phone number or a hotline for help with um, anything health
Yes.
related?
So we actually have, if you come here to
Okay,
support, you can call into our support line. We also have just a general support inbox. If it's RTS related, they likely are going to just send you over to that RTS box because we do have a
sure.
specific number of people. But outside of ready to sell status, if you ever have an issue, you can call into our support team or you can email into them, whatever your preference is.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. We also, and we'll come revisit this. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we do have an option here to book a one-on-one demo. We have an agency sales and training team. They're fantastic. And they do one-on-one sessions. So obviously we're going to do our training today. And I know that AEG will continue to give you more resources for additional trainings and follow-ups. But if you want to go one-on-one with one of our people, you can always click on this and you can book a one-on-one demo with them. And it doesn't have to be like a specific demo. Like if maybe you want help importing contacts or you need assistance with your carriers, like it can be a specific subject. but you will get some one-on-one on a Zoom call with a screen share. And I think that's super helpful when you're getting started. Okay, cool. All right, next thing that we are going to talk about is now I have my account set up, I have my carrier's input, and I am ready to start to do business. Okay, we're going to start talking a little bit about importing your contact list. So let's say that you do have contacts that you already have worked with, and you want to get them into the HealthSherpa system. You will click on importing contacts. You can download this file and fill it out, and then you can upload the file into HealthSherpa, and we will have all of your contact information. I know there can probably be a lot of questions, issues, struggles that come into this. This is where booking that one-on-one agent support demo is super valuable. I don't want to go into that too much today because honestly, it can be very different person to person. And depending on how you're storing your records right now, you may need a little bit of extra help. So just keep in mind, if you get stuck on this step, you're going to come right back here and book a one-on-one demo with our ASAP team who will help you. They're also the wonderful gentlemen who are on the phone with me today. They're fantastic. So feel free if you
Hey,
need assistance.
Corey, this is Katie McBride. Hi, Brian, by the way. I just wanted to ask you, is it like a requirement to load your contacts? I mean,
Absolutely not. If you want to start fresh and you want to just input clients kind of as you're talking to them, you totally can do that. But we just like to give you the option if you have that book of business somewhere and you want to ingest it, then we can help you.
okay, and would that act as a CRM or is that totally different?
Yeah, so I would call us a CRM light. We definitely have intention of continuing to focus on more and more CRM functionality. We really would like to be kind of a one-stop shop for you. If you have another CRM that you're already working with, we do have this integrations button over here, and there are other CRMs and more coming that we do partner with. But many agents do use us kind of as their go-to CRM,
Okay,
and
all
you
right,
can see all of your clients. Mhm.
thank you.
Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about is how you can send intake forms and scope of appointment. So the intake form is that form that will collect providers, drugs, pharmacy preferences, etc., and then feed them into doing that scope of appointment. Or let's say you already have that client information for them and you just want to send a scope of appointment, you can. What's really cool is if you do import those contacts, you actually can send your intake form or your scope to everyone that's in your book. So as we're getting close to like AEP and you're obviously really bogged down, this will take that administrative burden off of you. You can select everyone, or you can select one person and you can go ahead and click send intake. Um, Sorry, that's just a demo. Let's see. Okay. My Let's create a contact really quick because I want you guys to see what this looks like. Oops. So this would be what it would look like if you're adding a new contact. We'll use that for an example today. And we are going to create our contact. All right. If we go back to our home page, we'll see Luke Skywalker. We can go ahead and send an intake form. So if you have a bunch of contacts in here, you can select all of them or you can select one at a time. You also can customize this message. We have a default message in here for you. If there's something that you want to customize, you can do that. And you'll see that every time you pull it up, your customized message actually sticks so that you don't have to continue to rewrite it. But let's say for whatever reason you decide you don't want to use your custom message anymore, you can reset this message and it'll give you our default one all over again. Okay. When you are ready, you can go ahead and you can send your intake form. What is really awesome about this is if you do have drugs or doctors or pharmacies that were previously entered, it will prompt them to just review their information and either add or delete instead of having to start from scratch. So super helpful. If they don't have anything listed, then obviously it'll prompt them to go ahead and add it. The exact same thing works for scope of appointment. So if you want to do that, um, I keep you'll see that you're going to email just that scope of appointment over to them, and you can do that as well. Questions, comments on the intake form? Okay. All right, we're moving on.
Hey, Corey,
Now,
real quick on that. I just want to give some context to the intake form because I think a lot of agents may not be familiar with this concept. So, in Connecture and benefit advice, there is not an intake option. We have to do that individually. So, one of the benefits to HealthSherpa here is you're able to send an intake form. If anybody's familiar with Retire Flow, it's essentially their version of Retire Flow that's built into the platform natively, where you're able to, and I'm sure that Corey's going to show how this works, where the consumer can put in their medications, their doctors, and all of that intake can be done prior to, or in, uh, they could put that in instead of the agent, I guess.
correct.
Yeah.
It's exactly true. I'm trying to get that email to populate in my inbox.
If we use Retire Flow and have all this information sink in, and then can we then go to getting rid of Retire Flow and just using this platform on that data then?
It's really up to your preferences. We partner with RetireFlow, and a lot of people do have their customer data already in RetireFlow. So it's really up to
Okay.
you. If you want to continue to use RetireFlow, you can. We have a really deep integration with them. If
Right. So
you would
so
like
it'll
to,
so Corey, it'll sink in, the information will
correct.
sink in. Does that like pre-populate on your guys' intake form or not?
Yeah, so if you come in here into this
Yep.
integrations tab and you come down here to Retire Flow, it will show you how to sync up your Retire Flow with your Health Sherpa. And yeah,
Yep.
your all of your Retire Flow data as you send something will sync in. So it doesn't pull, so like let's say you have 100 Retire Flow contacts already, it doesn't pull all that historic data. We're working on something like that, but it
Okay.
will pull anything that's new.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And unless I answered that correctly, I said that very confidently, but we'll see if any of my team disagrees that it may pull in historic accounts.
And Corey, quick question in here. Once that intake is sent and the beneficiary opens it up, I don't believe so, but do they need to create any type of login or password or create an account, or they just fill it out and it's done?
I'm going to phone a friend on that one.
Okay.
So no, they will not have to create an account. Generally, you'll send an email. Once they complete it, you will be notified by the Health Sherpa letting you know that your shopper completed their intake or SOA.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I actually, that email came through for me. So here, I will go ahead and show you what this looks like.
Corey, while
Sorry,
you're doing that too, I just was going to ask, there's some kind of a recording platform in Health Sherpa as well for with your clients. Is that correct, or am I mistaken?
we do not have a telephony solution quite yet, but we are literally right around the corner.
Yeah.
So what we will do today before we get off is I will show you where to look at our roadmap.
Okay.
And we can talk about what that looks like. Sorry, stop sharing for just a minute so that I can pull up this intake form for you guys.
I have a sample one up if you want me to share.
I actually am good, but thank you so much because this is I'm new here, so I appreciate it. Okay. So they'll get an email prompting them, and then this is what the form is going to look like. So we will come in here and enter our birthday. It's going to know that birthday is that identifier, right? So you have to have a link in the birthday to be able to get in because it is going to pull the record from their contacts. So it'll show anything that the agent has already entered. But let's say that I have not already entered information and I want to do so, I can do that here. This is the intake form experience for your client. Okay. I'm going to enter my drugs. Let's pretend I take what every other person, every senior I used to work with takes. I'm going to enter my lisinopril. I'm going to save and add another. Let's say I enter Um, Lipitor. I was trying to think of a brand. It's going to prompt if I do want to use the generic alternative. If not, it'll go ahead. And this does default to what is the most commonly entered dosage. So yeah, hopefully hopefully they catch it if it's not, but that's okay too. All right. So now I'm going to move on. I'm going to enter my pharmacies if I would like to. I can enter my doctors. Let's see. Um, Okay. I can note if this is my PCP. I can save my doctor. And then I can begin my scope of appointment. It's going to automatically default to all the different products. If I wanted to, unselect something, I can. I'm going to type in my name. I'm going to sign and submit it. Okay. So now as an agent, I'm now notified that someone has completed this. So if I do want to follow up with a client, I can do so. Otherwise, I'll be able to come in here and see, and it logged me out. Okay, give me 1 second. Mm, Sorry, guys. I'll be up and running here in just a second.
Corey, while you're at that, I wanted to mention one of the things that's really neat about the intake form is when the client fills that out the first time, let's say for 2026, and then you go into 2027, you will see a historical record of any of the changes and the intake forms that they've filled out in the past. So if there's ever a discrepancy when a client says, "Hey, I'm taking this medication and you said it was covered and it's not," you have a record of all of the previous submissions that have been in there, was something that I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Mm, Sorry, I have to enter a two-factor authentication. So, all right, we are back in business. Oh, did I speak too soon? Mm, I got so excited. Sorry, you guys. Thank you for being my patient. Let's see. I may have to have. Eric, are you still on here? I think I see you still.
Yeah, I'm still on here.
Would you mind jumping in and walking through the enrollment flow?
Oh, enrollment flow. Okay, 1 second.
Sorry about that. There's nothing like a training without a technical difficulty. I appreciate everybody's patience.
So, like, once you're ready, like quoting in enrollment.
Yes,
All
thank
right,
you.
no problem. There you go. All righty. Can you see my screen?
Yes, thank you so much.
Not a problem. All right, so she left off where you guys completed the intake form, where once the intake form is completed, oh, let me get you a copy, let's show you again. And to someone's question, I'm not sure if you have answered it. But once you enter like the first three letters of the drug, it will populate. So it makes it easy to select. Then, but once you fill this out, or once the shopper fills it out, there's the scope of appointment, which is really good to get out of the way. If you click begin scope of appointment, here's a scope of appointment form to someone else's question I was just answering before I start sharing. There is not a hard copy for you to actually have in hand right there at the time of the appointment. I mean, you can download one and you can upload it onto the system, or you could just send a text message and just walk this client through the scope of appointment process then. But once they fill this out, all good. They get this thank you message saying thank you, scope of appointment signed and completed, and you'll have your contact information here. Now that this has been completed, you as the agent will receive an email letting you know, hey, your shopper completed their SOA and scope of appointment. And then once you get that email, you get the blue link, which the blue link will direct you right back to their profile page. And if any updates or any type of changes were made, it will reflect here in real time. Now, for the scope of appointment, there is an additional step. When they sign it, it's going to change to signed by beneficiary, just like this, with the timestamp of when it was signed. Your 48-hour rule, of course, you guys more likely already know how that works, but it starts from when the beneficiary signs. Now, you as the agent need to acknowledge that you review the scope of appointment, so you click Add Signature right here. When you click Add Signature, it will open up the form. You confirm, okay, I can talk about all the products, talking to the beneficiary, and then this is the portion that you fill out as the agent. Some of them are optional, so only fill out what applies. Type in your name, sign and submit, and you're all done. You'll get a completed scope of appointment and intake form, and you're ready to go. From there, now that we collected all this great info, and lastly, there's a note section for you to leave private notes in regards to that one shopper. But now that we collected all this great information, we are ready to run a quote. So you just click right here where it says Shop for John. If you click Shop Plans, it's going to take you to a blank quote that has nothing to do with the client. So make sure you always click the box that has their name in it. So we click on the one that has their name in it. You know you're shopping for them because their name is at the very top. First thing you're going to want to do, if it's a telephonic call, is, one second, it's taking a little bit to load. Mind you, I'm on the staging account, you guys, so a lot of times engineers are working on it at the same time I'm presenting. So, but the agent side works perfectly fine. There you go. So the first thing you want to do is read the TPMO script. We have it right there, nice and handy for you at the very top. You can just get that out of the way. The system is going to sort it out by the most recommended plans based off the drugs, pharmacies, and providers entered. At the top left, you can toggle between what type of Medicare product you want to go over. You have your MAPD, MA, Part D, and subs. And from there, you're going to go over your plan highlights. You can go over the prescriptions as well and the provider. Now on the left side, we have more robust filters like our carriers. So instead of you having to think about what carriers you are appointed with, we do have this nice little feature that as long as you keep your carriers page up to date, this information translates into the quote. So all you have to do is click where it says My Appointed Carriers, and the system will pre-fill it for you. And as we keep scrolling down, we have more filters like pricing, policy types, your D-SNPs and C-SNPs, and your plan attributes. This year, the most popular one, because of course there's a lot of non-commissionable plans that came out this past year, is this one right here where it says commissionable. So that's one thing I do want to point out. If the plan is not commissionable, it will be highlighted in red just like this. And even suppressed plans will show you when it will show up on the quoting tool. But if you do not want to see those non-commissionable plans, you just simply click commissionable, and now it'll remove all those plans, and you only see plans that you could get paid for. From there, you can actually compare side by side, just like the ACA side. You can compare up to 5 plans at a time. Give me one moment. And once I know a lot of platforms and carrier sites only limit you to 3, so it's pretty neat. So once you select the 5 or less, you could just click the compare plan button right here at the bottom right. and then puts it on a side-by-side comparison view just like this, which you can easily share with your client by just clicking the share button right here. You can send it via email, text message, or generate a link, or if you're in person, you can download a PDF and print it out for them. Once they go over this and they tell you, hey, oh, mind you, this is also key. once you share this with your shopper, they're going to have this full view where everything is clickable. However, they will not have the enroll button at this time because we don't have self-enrollment capabilities. That's something that's coming around the corner as well. But for now, they are going to call you. Hey, I really like that end of Medicare plan. Can we go over a little bit? Of course, you just click on the name, takes you to a high-level overview just like this, where it gives you a breakdown of each prescription. If there's a limitation on any of the prescriptions, it'll be listed right here at the bottom. As you scroll down, you get a breakdown of how much they're going to be spending every single month and for the remainder of the year. And here's your pharmacy and provider network information. Out of the 3 pharmacies I selected, only 2 are preferred, which is Walmart and CVS, right? And more likely, you're going to get a question like, okay, so which one is better? Which one is cheaper? Since I go to Walmart almost every weekend. Well, let's double check. The pricing that we're seeing right now in display is based off of CVS pricing. If you want to compare it to another pharmacy, you can do so by just clicking the drop down. Click on the other pharmacy, it will load that one time, but once it loads that one time, you can toggle back and forth as you're comparing them, going down the list. And then, of course, then you have a breakdown of all the tiers between preferred and standard. And here's all your mail order information. Then and then you can review all the plan benefits. And when you're ready to enroll, you just click where it says enroll in this plan. When you click enroll in this plan, it takes you to, as long as it's an enrollable carrier, it will take you to this page where you can submit it via e-signature or voice signature. E-signature is very straightforward. You get through the application, you send them an email and or a text message for them to electronically sign, or the voice signature, which a voice signature, of course, you have to have your own recording. We have call recording coming soon, like Corey has mentioned. But once you select what type of enrollment flow you would like to go, you just click continue. Give me one moment. 1 second. I think I know why.
Hey Corey, does the roadmap
Yeah.
include an option in the future for that in-person signature? If you're sitting down face to face and maybe they're 80 and don't have, a smartphone or an email or text.
Yeah, that's a top priority for us. I used to be an agent, and I'd say 90% of my clients at that time. Now it's been a hot minute, and I think our seniors are much more advanced, but yes, top
Okay,
priority.
great.
All right, there we go.
Our system's just enjoying logging us out today.
No, the devoted I had picked was a 2025 one, and that's why. So I had to go back and do a 2026. So it's my fault. All right, but once you click what type of style of enrollment you like to do, for the most part, all the information that we already pre-filled on the profile page or intake form will automatically populate here. You just fill out the remaining sections of the application. Let's go yes, no, and click continue. Here's where you're gonna confirm their Medicare number, Part A and Part B effective date, which you probably already collected. And then we're going to request an effective date for 3/1. And of course, we're going to do a special enrollment period. I'll just do. I am new to Medicare. Answer these remaining questions. I'm not Medicaid enrolled, nor do I have other VA benefits or things of that sort. Pick out what language we want to select or what they prefer. Here you have the selection of the large print, braille, or audio data CD. What language you speak. And then you have all this information about employment. Let's see. There you go. You're gonna select what type of, how would you like the premium to be taken out if there is one. Most of the time, they generally like it to just be taken out of their Social Security benefits. Answer whether they're a veteran, and then of course you select what type of enrollment you like to do. I'm going telephonic, and then since I'm doing a voice signature, this is what I read to the shopper. Once I get that verbal agreement, I understand. I'm an authorized representative, and then you fit in your, oh no, not that's not it. Right here, I'm the person helping enroll. You click continue, and once you click continue, it will bring up a submit. 1 second. You'll get this application submitted message at the very end. There you go. So this is the application submitted message that you receive at the very end. Generally, it takes about 5 to 7 business days for it to appear on your carrier broker portal. A lot of times it's a lot sooner than that. It just depends on the carrier. But immediately on our system, you will have an enrollment record right there under the shopper's profile page. And that enrollment record will include important details like when it was submitted, effective date, premium if there is one, plan ID, confirmation number, and a copy of their application in PDF form. And if there's an HRA opportunity, you will have the HRA link right there. Basically, this ensures that you have everything all in one place, making it easy for you to keep track and keep everything organized. And of course, there will be a lot of questions that comes up throughout once you start using the system. But whenever you have any questions or doubts, like Corey mentioned, we have a dedicated support team that is more than willing to assist you at any time. They're open Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you also have the email and the Medicare AI chat feature. And also you have
Awesome.
us, the training sales team that, like she mentioned before, you can always, me and my colleagues have a weekly office hours. So you can always pop in there if you have any real-time questions or any real quick concerns. Or if not, you could book the one-on-one demo at any time that you please.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric, for jumping in.
No
We
problem.
did have a question that I wasn't sure the answer to. Will the PCP be pre-populated in the enrollment form if it's entered? So if they entered that PCP prior to the enrollment, will it populate in the enrollment form?
Yes. So
Awesome.
generally, I already had it right here, but it didn't. So it should have been there, but it should populate. Yes, you
Sometimes they're
can.
staging.
Yeah, it's in the staging, right?
Awesome. Okay, cool. I am going to jump back in here as we kind of wrap up. And then, of course, like we have time for questions. So we're happy to answer anything that you come up with. But the other couple of things that I did want to address is at the top of the list here, you'll see our list of carriers that we work with. You'll also see our roadmap. So this is our carriers. You can come down and you can see we are adding carriers constantly. So very exciting. If there's ever somebody that you would like added, please share that with AEG. Obviously, they're communicating with us, and we'll, continue to support more and more carriers as time goes on. And then additionally, you can come in here and you can see our roadmap. We do give you the option to submit feedback directly. So if there's something that you wish the system did that you don't see on here, that you think's not on our radar, by all means, please share it with us. We actually do look at these and they are heavily weighed into what we prioritize. But these are the things that are coming soon. A lot of what we talked about today. The thing that we didn't talk about was kind of that BEQ lookup. So you'll see that in some of our competitors' platforms where if you put in an MBI and date of birth, it bounces back, confirming that A and B effective date. It will tell you what their current plan is. It will tell you, LAS status and level. So we are working on embedding that into our experience as well. So hopefully that comes out here in the next couple of months. We're a little carrier dependent on that. So it does take some finessing. From a technical perspective, we could turn it on tomorrow, but we do need to make sure that we have kind of the right connections in place to be able to pull that data. So you can always come in here and see what's going on though. Any questions, comments? I know we covered a lot today.
Corey, this is Brian. Real quick on a couple of the carrier integrations. So a lot of our agents here are in Michigan, so I'm sure everybody's wondering what Michigan carriers are on the platform. As of right now, everybody except the exception of McLaren is on the platform. And they weren't on benefit advice either because they chose not to work with Connecture. I know that we have been in touch with McLaren to see if they could work something out. I'm not sure if they've reached out or not. HAP was integrated, but the application wasn't live yet. That has since been resolved, so HAP is live. Trinity is in the process of onboarding right now, is my understanding as well too.
Awesome.
So yeah, we should have all of the Michigan carriers on there right now. Trinity specifically, you can quote, you just can't enroll. But I believe that'll be again available within the next week or so, according to the reps I'm talking to.
Awesome. Okay. Any other questions?
Corey, do you want to show real quick? This is a simple one, just the toggle to the ACA side and kind of the relationship between ACA and Medicare platforms.
Yeah, so if you come up here into this top right box, you can actually click over and it'll take you into HealthSherpa for ACA. You do have to log in. So as it stands today, they are separate accounts. And the reason that we're doing that is, as you can see from some of the questions that were asked, there are different rules in the ACA world versus Medicare. So like in ACA, you can't have more than one agent logged into an account at the time. On the Medicare side, that is possible. And so we have intentionally kept them some degree of segmented because we don't want to have to adhere to enrollment rules on the ACA side of the house over here on Medicare. We are looking at how we can kind of further integrate that experience so that clients flow a little bit better. But that's the long and short of it. It's intentional because while Medicare has a lot of very strict marketing guidelines, ACA has a lot of strict enrollment guidelines. Make sense?
Absolutely. We had a question come in from Brent here. I think this is a really good question. Should I go ahead and create an agent portal now or wait until the agency function is up and running and then add myself and my agents? So Corey, the agency functionality is currently available right now. It's for the agency to agency that's coming in the future. Correct me if I'm wrong, he can go ahead and sign up individually and then convert to an agency within his account, I believe.
Correct. Yep. So sorry, that's a really good question. I should have added at the beginning. Every account starts out as an agent account. And then when you come into your settings, you can convert that into an agency account, which allows you to share join codes. So right now, you're going to receive a join code as an agent to tap into AEG. In the soon to be future, you will also be able to create an additional level of agency. So if you have multiple agencies that are underneath you as an agency owner, then you can see all of that hierarchy too. So very, very short order, you'll be able to kind of have that whole end to end. We're really trying to build those hierarchies like from the ground up. Every entity in our business has a little bit of a different philosophy around hierarchies and who manages them and who owns them. And we're very agent centric. So we're really just trying to empower agents to build their hierarchies and agencies to do the same.
Great. Another question that came in, and this has been a topic that we've been kind of going back and forth with Corey. Can we have access for an office assistant? Do you want to address that question?
Yeah. So meaning
So
you,
they can go one of two ways.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So the short answer to that is in current form, if you are an agent and you have an office assistant, you can give that office assistant access to your account. They can log in, like let's say they want to send scopes on your behalf or send intake forms on your behalf or enter a contact information. They can do that. They'll log in as you. It's a little bit of a hassle because as you can see, there is that two-factor, which held me up for a minute, but you can have that sent to email instead of cell or Google Authenticator, whatever your preferences are, so that you can make it a little bit easier for an office assistant to log in and do those administrative tasks. We are looking at how we expand that functionality, and actually, we're working with AEG, who's given us a bunch of feedback about how we can create a better experience for agency owners. And that should be coming soon. I know we have a lot of things that we're like rolling out, but we obviously were kind of in a holding stage for AEP, and now we're full blazing ahead. So you'll see a lot of new features and specifically targeting agencies coming here in the near future.
Great. One of the things that I noticed that you didn't go over was the AI Collect, I believe is what you guys refer it to. Do you have an easy way
Oh,
to show how that works?
yes, that is a great. Sorry, I just realized that there were some additional questions here. Okay, looks like I caught them. Okay, so yeah, that is really cool when you are shopping plans
What's
and
the
you
AI
come
called?
in here. I'm sorry?
Are you sharing or am I sharing my screen?
Oh, I'm sharing.
Oh, okay. Let me start sharing mine.
Sorry. And you come in here to add, sorry, I'm not sure what everybody's saying, but if you go into shop plans and you hit add drugs, we actually have this really cool RX assist. So you could type in Cinepro once a week, 10 milligrams. Let's pretend I don't know how to spell Lipitor. Um, once a day. And I could put Tylenol, 250 milligrams daily. And I can hit this, and it will actually use AI to populate this drug list. So really cool if you just want to be able to, and you'll see like it corrected my typo here with Lipitor. The other thing that is awesome is, let's say that you are sitting with a client and they take a picture. Let's say they have like all their drugs, all their little medicine bottles lined up, and they send you a picture, or you want to, or you snap a picture, you actually can upload an image of all those drugs. Or let's say that you have your client's drugs list like typed out in another tool, CRM, whatever. You actually can upload a picture of that, and it will once again ingest all of those drugs and create an actual drug list in HealthSherpa. So I can't believe I forgot to mention this. It is such a cool feature. And you guys should definitely utilize this, especially as you're trying to import clients. So like if you don't want to go to all the effort of, entering drugs and whatnot on the spreadsheets, you can easily, as you go to each of your client, just upload a copy of their drug list.
Yeah, one of the cool things that is when you're in benefit advice and you go to a client's profile and see their drug list, you can literally take a screenshot of that, feed it into here, and it'll populate all the drugs automatically, which is a huge time saver because I'm sure everybody's wondering how in the world am I going to get all my information from the current platform over to here? And that's going to be a way that's going to help you simplify that.
Yeah, and this is just a small example of how we're thinking about actually using AI in our platform to help you guys work faster and more efficiently. So more things are coming. We actually have an offsite next week where we have an entire half a day dedicated to how can we utilize more AI to make your guys' lives easier.
Corey, I think that one of the things that impresses me most about Medicare for Health Sherpa here is how quickly you guys have scaled this thing out, being that the Medicare platform has only been out for a little over a year. And if you go to that roadmap and the updates list, it seems that there are updates and new things that are being implemented daily. And just really appreciate that because there's been a lot of recommendations that we've given on our current system, and they tend to fall on deaf ears, or the R&D to get that out seems to take years, where you guys are delivering all sorts of goodies within weeks instead of years.
Yeah, thank you. We do have a really impressive product team, and I'm glad you called out this updates tab or link as well. You'll see it right here at the top, but it does include all of our recent product updates. So Jeff is the head of our product team. He's amazing, and he comes in here and makes sure that there are samples. And if there's something you'll see down here, there's something like you'll see even videos embedded that show you how to utilize whatever it is that we added. So.
One of the other features that is on the ACA side is the ability to refer business over. Is that something you want to address real quick?
Yeah, happy to talk about it. So we do have this referrals tab that you'll see here on the left-hand column. If you have a client that you cannot service for whatever reason, maybe it is a carrier that you do not write with, maybe they're moving out of state and you do not are not licensed in that state, you can refer that business over to us. This is the only business that we do. We do not cross-sell to your people. You can take them back at any time. Let's say they move out of state and they move back. They're yours again. We do not by leads. We literally only handle referral business. We have a small team in-house that manages this. So I guess it's actually not that small at this point. We do a lot of referrals on the ACA side, but we're happy to take anything that you would like to pass our way. And obviously, you get compensated for those referrals as well.
We have a question that came in from Harvey here. Currently off for the verifications two-step, it only offers Cell and Google Authenticator right now. So I think what he's getting to is for an assistant, having them be able to do that via email. Is that something that's coming in the future?
Yeah, I'll follow up with Jeff. I know he mentioned that the other day. I'm not sure exactly where that's laying on our roadmap. So I'll connect with him and we'll make sure that we answer that question in our follow-up.
Great. Gretchen had a question here about export, a full client list with their full contact information to a master. Yes, so we went over the importing, but let's go over the exporting functionality.
Yeah. So when you are here in HealthSherpa, you can click on export. It will allow you to export that list. This is everything that is included in that. So yeah, we give you all of your data. Your data is yours to do as you see fit with. And this export will give you everything that you enter. Unlike I know some of the other players in the market would like to limit this, so make it anyways, we provide everything. You can access whatever it is that you need in an export.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that probably is going to lead to some deeper integrations with other platforms in the future. So that's kind of paving the way to that.
We also, if you do have somebody on this call that is, super technical, or has their own CRMs or their own technology in-house, we do have partner API connections. So you probably would want to tap into some of your tech team support. If you have an agency and want to utilize this, we're happy to have that conversation. But we have partner APIs. We also are I think probably this week, if it hasn't launched at the end of last week, I'm rolling out webhooks. So what that means is if you have a CRM, that data can flow from your CRM into HealthSherpa. And once enrollment is complete, that data can flow back into your CRM, creating, a full loop, feedback loop.
Excellent.
So we have the technology. It just depends on what degree of integration effort you'd like to put in. So.
Excellent. Well, I don't see any other questions. Does anybody else go ahead and raise your hand or speak up if you have anything? The AEG team will be available to also address any questions you have. One of the alternatives that we have right now with Connecture, of which will be available till the end of this year, but we'll be discontinuing service to that as of the 1st of 27. One of the questions is if you're not ready to make the migration over to HealthSherpa, there is an option with Connecture to keep all of your data and move to an individual subscription. If that's something you want to consider, please reach out to the AEG team. We're happy to go over that as an option with you. And then I'm sure that there's just going to be a lot of questions about data migration from one platform to the next. One of the, and we'll do a future webinar specifically to that. One of the things that I'd highly encourage everybody to do now, if they aren't already doing this, is downloading your applications and your scopes from Connecture into your Google Drive or wherever you're storing files. I know most of you are probably doing that anyways, but if you have a lot of documents that are housed there that you don't have on file, definitely want to do that. And we'll be working with Connecture. In fact, I have a follow-up meeting with them this afternoon as far as offboarding with them and going over what they're going to be able to help out with as far as any data migration for agents from one platform to the next. So that is all I have. This has been super enlightening here, and I'm just really excited. I've been following HealthSherpa, the Medicare journey, since you guys launched, and I saw right away that, my goodness, we're probably going to need to switch over to this because of all of the cool features and functionalities that you guys have and are working on. I have become a Medicare for HealthSherpa fanboy, and hope everybody in this call is too. So.
Well, thanks, Brian. We appreciate it and super happy to be working with you all. And if you need anything, you know where to find us.
Excellent. Well, we'll go ahead and end there, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.